You'll never get rich working a 9 to 5. The system just wasn't set up that way. It was actually set up for you to be poor. It was set up for you to rely on having a job to make ends meet, but you don't even get paid enough to make ends meet, so you end up having to get 2, 3 jobs just to support yourself in today's economy. You were tricked into poverty. You were tricked into believing that you need to work really, really hard in order to be successful. You were tricked into thinking that you need to follow the mainstream timeline of going to school, going to college, getting a really good job, and working hard for the rest of your life. And let me ask you this. Who is it benefiting? Because it ain't you. You clocking in and day out. You're still broke, tired, and unsuccessful, doing the same thing every single day and calling it a life. It is time to start waking up. It is time to start realizing that you have been living in an illusion. These systems are designed so that you don't realize how powerful you actually are, so that you suppress your talents, you suppress your gifts, and you suppress your own authenticity so you can go be like everybody else. You were meant to stand out. You were not meant to fit in. All of us are unique. All of us are made individually. And we have our own dreams and our own desires that are crushed by corporate America. They are crushed by these systems. They are crushed by the government. And we're separated and we're divided. So we're struggling. But it does not have to be this way. You can make money without having to work a 9 to 5. That is a lie. That is an illusion. You can make money and follow your passions. You can make money and be happy. You don't have to have either or. You can have it all. Everything that you have been desiring, everything that's on your heart, you are actually supposed to have it. It is your birthright. Money is your birthright. Your dreams are your birthright. These systems know that you are powerful because it uses your mind to create a reality that imprisons you and benefits them. Think about it. When we grow up, we're told all these stories. We're immediately indoctrinated by society. We have a mass collective believing in the same narrative, believing in the same story. And so when our kids are born, we tell them the same story. And then their kids are born and they tell them the same story. It's just a cycle. It is a cycle of lack, suffering, poverty, scarcity. You need to do this or you won't be successful. You need to do this, you need to do that. They're all just stories. Do you get it? We create with our stories. We create through our beliefs. So if you're growing up and you're constantly told by your friends, your families, your peers that you need to do this or you won't be successful, that you need to go work a 9 to 5, you need to go to school, what else are you supposed to do? You start believing that. You start believing that the only way that you can make it out in this world, because life is hard and money doesn't grow on trees, is if you follow what everybody else is doing. So you suppress your own dreams, which all of us have, by the way. When you were a kid, I guarantee you 100% you had something that you loved to do. We grow up as kids and we say, I want to be a firefighter, I want to be an artist, I want to be a lawyer. And then the adults look at us and they laugh and they say, oh, haha, they're just kids. But no. Sometimes that's actually what we really want. That is what our soul is desiring. And then as we get older, these adults are telling us, okay, well, now you need to be more realistic. You're not a kid anymore. You need to grow up and actually do something with your life. And so we suppress ourselves again and again. We suppress our authentic gifts, our true talents, and our true nature to go fit in the mold, to be like everybody else. Because as soon as you start stepping out of the box, that is what we are afraid of. We step out of the box, we step out of mainstream society, and then we're open to judgment. We're open to everybody telling us that we are crazy. And I know this because I've experienced it myself. I was homeless at 17 years old. I was in a shelter, and I had decided, I don't want to work a 9 to 5. I don't want to do what everybody else is telling me to do. I don't care what my situation looks like. This is not what I'm passionate about. I used to work at Wendy's, McDonald's, every fast food chain that you can think of, and I worked really hard. At one point, I had a job at Walgreens and I was working 8+ hours, 45 hours a week, and I was only 16 years old. Like, I've been working for a really long time, so I know how it is. And it was unfulfilling. I was constantly tired, constantly broke, never having enough money. I was looking at all the people around me, my family, my friends, my peers. They were working really hard, never getting anything in return. I grew up with the same stories, and then now I'm homeless and I'm saying, I don't want to do this anymore. I've seen people struggle. I've seen people work hard every single day of their lives and still never have enough. So if I'm doing this and they're getting these results, then I'm going to get the same results. So I don't want, like, this is not what I want. And so I told the people at the homeless shelter, I said, you know what? I'm going to follow my dreams. I'm going to take a leap of faith and I'm going to start with content creation because I had already had a podcast and I had already been creating content, but I was just doing it on the side. So I said, you know what? I'm going to pursue this full time. I'm actually going to go for my dreams because I felt deep within me that I was supposed to use my voice to share my story, to spread knowledge and wisdom to other people. So I decided to do it. And you know what? A couple months into me posting every single day and taking my dreams seriously, I had gotten an opportunity to be on the Dr. Phil show. I was invited on there to talk about different generational work ethics. So basically they were going on there. The opposite panel was saying that Gen Z was lazy and they need to work hard. It was exactly everything that I'm talking about right now. I was sitting in a stage full of conservative people who have worked hard and climbed the corporate ladder and telling them that they don't need to work hard for their money. I was telling them that we don't need to work jobs, that we can do what we love and still make a living. Because I don't believe in working jobs. I believe in making a contribution. I believe in being of service. So it's not doing nothing, it's instead shifting to something that benefits you. Because being in service is not only benefiting you, it's benefiting everybody else around you. So I'm using my own gifts and my talents and expressing myself so that other people can benefit, so that other people can express their gifts and their talents. It's a chain. It's a chain reaction. But working a 9 to 5 is only benefiting the oligarchy. It is only benefiting a few small certain people, and it's not even you. You're not even benefiting. So I was telling them all of this, and obviously they were laughing at me and looking at me like I'm crazy. But I didn't care because I knew that it worked. Just being invited on that show was proof that it worked. It was proof that I could follow my dreams and still have opportunities come to me. Because I guarantee you, if I was still working as a barista, still working a 9 to 5, I would have never gotten that opportunity. I would have never built my business. I wouldn't have even had the courage to do it because I would have never taken that leap of faith. I would have never followed my passions. And then shortly after being on the Dr. Phil show, I got my own apartment and a car without a 9 to 5. I did not work hard for it. Opportunities presented themselves to me and I took them and it got me here. And guess what? Now I have built my own business, Planet Divinity LLC. I am helping other people do the same things. I am helping awaken the collective consciousness. And this is something that I feel passionate doing. I don't wake up every day dreading doing this work. I am making a contribution. I am being of service to other people. And that is what I want for you. I want you to find and rediscover your own unique gifts and talents, the gifts and talents that were suppressed and crushed by this system. Because I'm telling you, working a 9 to 5 will never get you where you want to be. We are taught to be so much in our heads that we don't realize everything else around us because we're just thinking logically about everything. But really, everything is energy, you guys. We learned this in 8th grade science class. Everything reduced to its simplest form is atoms, and those atoms are vibrating at a certain frequency. Everything, when we start talking in terms of energy and frequency, you can start realizing that there's really nothing that's off limits because quantum physics shows us that past, present, and future are all existing simultaneously. Time is just a man-made construct. So what this means is that the reality that you are desiring or the dreams that are on your heart already exist. Think of it as a call from your higher self. You're getting a call saying, hey girl, this is the life that we're supposed to be living. Why are you doing this? Take this action, go this way. But we neglect our intuition. We neglect ourselves because we're taught to listen to what other people say. We're taught to feed into other people's stories. And also speaking in terms of energy, you are an energy being. So the life that you want is on a certain frequency. Think about where you're operating right now. Your thoughts and your emotions carry frequency. So if you have a negative emotion, that is a signal that you are sending out to attract similar experiences back to you. This is how the oligarchy benefits. This is how we are programmed. Because once the system gets to us first and starts indoctrinating us into believing this thing, then we start generating emotions and thoughts thoughts aligned with that attract similar experiences. But if we were to break free from the illusions, we can start reprogramming our minds, thinking new thoughts and believing new things that will attract new experiences to us. It will send out a new signal that will begin to reflect back to you opportunity, people, places, situations that will align with the reality that you want to create. Money is also energy. There is an abundance of it. There is no lack of energy. There is no lack of resources. If you go look outside right now, I want you to go look out the window. Do you see a lack of trees? Do you see a lack of grass? The universe is abundant. This world is abundant. And that's why it's so crazy to me that people think that there is lack and scarcity in this world. The only lack and scarcity is your mind. You need to just reprogram your mind and get into alignment with abundance. You need to step into the flow that the universe is naturally in, because then money will easily come to you. You won't have to work hard for it. You don't have to work hard for your breathing. Pay attention to your breathing. Pay attention to your heartbeat. That is abundance right there. You were made abundant, but you were taught scarcity. So if you want money, you want your dream life, and you want these new experiences, you need to stop doing the same thing that you have been doing. What is the definition of insanity? Doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. So why do you continue to complain about your situation, complain that you're not where you want to be, you're suffering, you're broke, you're struggling, XYZ, all of the things that we complain about, but you're not doing anything. You're not taking the action. You're not taking the leap of faith. I don't care what excuses you have, there's always an option. You either have an option to stay where you're at, keep doing what you're doing, keep thinking what you're thinking, or you have the option to take the leap of faith, do something different, quit that job. I'm not saying you have to go cold turkey, but maybe you can find other options while you're still in that job. You can take actions right now to create your dream life, but you just have to be willing to trust. Trust yourself and trust the universe, God, source, whatever you want to call it. You have to be willing to trust, and you have to realize that you are programmed. I want you to start studying the nature of your own mind, because once you realize how your conscious and your subconscious mind works to create your reality, then you will start seeing how everybody is living in a lie. Everybody is living in an illusion. So I want to give you 3 things that you can start to do right now to break free from this matrix, break free from your mind, and start moving into the life that you want to live. Number 1 is look at your stories. What were you taught growing up? What was your inner child like before the adults told you who you should be, before society told you who you should be? And what stories have you created in your life as a result? Do you see the similarities between what you were taught and what you're currently experiencing? Number 2, I want you to write down what you want. Forget that you're you for a second. Forget that you're living this life. Forget that you're living in your problems. Take a step outside of yourself and think about what you want from life without any restrictions, without any limitations. The world is your oyster. I want you to imagine that you are sitting next to source energy. You are sitting next to the divine intelligence, whatever that means for you. And as soon as you tell them what you want, they are going to give it to you like that. So what would you tell them? What life would you be living? Who would you be talking to? What would your relationships look like? And more importantly, what type of person are you? What do you believe? How do you dress? How do you act? Where do you live? What do you do for a career? I want you to think about all of this and write it down. Number 3, I want you to think of one action that you can take to align yourself with that energy right now. It can be bold or it can be small. It could be quitting your job, or it can be creating a new habit. This can be as simple or as complex as you make it. You can literally quit your job, or at least while you're working your job, you can start pursuing your creative endeavors. Or you can just create a new habit. You can create a morning ritual that is going to be more aligned with the person that you were trying to become, but it's not hard. It's a journey. You have to realize that however old you are is however long that you have been programmed. So this is not a quick fix. This is not an overnight thing. This is a journey. This is a process. And you have to be devoted and dedicated to doing this work. Because either way, your life is still going to go on. So you can continue going back to how you were. You can continue going back to the same life, Or you can choose to step into a new path, create a new life for yourself, and reprogram your mind for success. So I'm giving you the red pill or the blue pill. Like, you choose. This is your option. This is your journey. And if you have decided to take the red pill, I have a resource for you. I have created an ebook called The Alter Ego Effect. This is going to guide you through the transformation. You are going to learn how you were programmed and how you can break free and start reprogramming your mind for success. And you will also learn how you can manifest and step into alignment with your desired reality through creating an alter ego. It gives you the framework, it gives you the blueprint so that you don't even have to do anything. This will be linked down in the description along with a bunch of other resources that you can check out, including a free webinar that I will be hosting on February 22nd at 2 p.m. EST. It will be going over one of the powerful concepts in the ebook for completely free, as well as giving you an exclusive discount. I also have a community, a blog, a website, so feel free to check it out down below. And of course, I will see you there.